2024, Representative Omar gave remarks at an event in Minneapolis in which she made treasonous statements. Whereas Representative Omar said she has spoken to many Somalians who asked her to intercede for the Somali government by pressuring the United States government into certain actions.
Remarks the gentleman from South Carolina. I have very strong disagreement with a lot of the statements that Representative Omar has made. We've covered most of them. That some people did something is the one that really sticks in my craw pretty strongly. Raises a whole lot of flags for me. I think there are significant amount of justifications to raise.
CARE was founded after 9/11 because they recognized that some people did something and that all of us were starting to lose access to our civil liberties.
The House floor grew tense when Representative Ilhan Omar faced sharp criticism from fellow lawmakers who accused her of not honoring her oath of office. Her remarks about Somali interests ignited a heated debate, with critics saying she placed another nation's priorities ahead of America's. The dispute quickly turned into a major political storm, as opponents questioned her loyalty and record in front of the entire Congress. During an especially intense session, representatives from South Carolina openly challenged Omar's earlier comments, particularly her widely criticized "some people did something" remark about the 9/11 attacks. Many lawmakers said that statement showed a lack of compassion and understanding for a day that forever changed the nation. They argued it downplayed the pain and sacrifice of thousands of Americans who lost their lives. The controversy surrounding those words still follows Omar today, fueling ongoing questions about her leadership and accountability.
Mr. Speaker, pursuant to Clause 2A.1 of Rule 9, I seek recognition to give notice of my intent to raise a question of the privileges of the House. The form of the resolution is as follows.
Recognized.
Censuring Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota. Whereas elected members of Congress take an oath to bear true faith and allegiance to the United States without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. Whereas Representative Ilhan Omar took an oath of allegiance to the United States upon becoming a citizen, declaring, "I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state, or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen."
Tensions rose even higher when Representatives Marjorie Greene and Chip Roy took the floor, delivering one of the most intense exchanges Congress had witnessed in years. Their speeches went beyond simple disagreement. They portrayed Ilhan Omar as a danger to the nation's values and security. Speaking with conviction and emotion, both lawmakers argued that her actions stood in direct conflict with her duty to protect the country. The room grew still as their words rang through the chamber, setting the tone for what came next. Soon after, Representative Greene introduced a formal resolution to censure Omar. The document accused her of breaking her oath of office and pointed to her naturalization pledge, which required her to renounce loyalty to any foreign nation. To strengthen her argument, Greene read excerpts from George Washington's farewell address, warning against false patriotism and foreign influence. The historical reference gave her statement greater impact, framing the issue not as a minor political dispute, but as a serious challenge to the very ideals on which America was built.
As on January 27, 2024, Representative Omar gave remarks at an event in Minneapolis in which she made treasonous statements. Whereas Representative Omar said she has spoken to many Somalians who asked her to intercede for the Somali government by pressuring the United States government into certain actions. Whereas Representative Omar assured the Somalians she spoke to, the U.S. government will only do what Somalians in the U.S. tell them to do. They will do what we want and nothing else. They must follow our orders, and that is how we will safeguard the interest of Somalia. Whereas Representative Omar continued.
The resolution pointed to remarks Ilhan Omar made in Minneapolis in January 2024, where she reportedly told Somali Americans that the U.S. government would act in line with their interests. Marjorie Greene argued that this statement showed Omar was putting another nation's priorities ahead of America's, even suggesting she was operating in a way that served foreign interests. The accusation stunned many in attendance and sparked a broader debate about the limits of free speech, the meaning of loyalty, and whether her comments truly warranted such a rare and serious censure. As Greene concluded, Representative Chip Roy took the floor with equal passion. He reminded Congress of past moments when personal or political loyalty had conflicted with the duty to serve the nation first. Drawing parallels to earlier Senate conflicts over judicial nominations and the controversial use of the nuclear option, Roy argued that the situation with Omar reflected a deeper issue, a growing divide that threatened the balance of America's constitutional system. His strong delivery drove home the weight of the moment, leaving the chamber charged with tension and reflection.
As long as I am in U.S. Congress, Somalia will never be in danger. Its waters will not be stolen by Ethiopia or others. Sleep in comfort knowing I am here to protect the interest of Somalia from inside the U.S. system. Whereas George Washington warned in his farewell address of 1796 to guard against the impostures of pretended patriotism, and further declared citizens by birth or choice of a common country, that country has a right to concentrate your affections. The name of American.
Critics of Representative Ilhan Omar portrayed her as someone who repeatedly challenged American values while supporting ideas they viewed as extreme. They cited her voting record as evidence, arguing that she often stood against stronger border security, favored lenient criminal justice measures, and supported international policies that, in their view, weakened U.S. independence. Marjorie Taylor Greene emphasized these points passionately, saying Omar's priorities didn't reflect the concerns of everyday Americans. Her remarks resonated deeply with conservatives who have long seen Omar as one of Washington's most polarizing figures. What began as a political debate soon evolved into something larger, a defining moment for those rallying around an America First message. Greene and Chip Roy framed the discussion as a test of loyalty, a choice between defending the Constitution or standing with outside interests. Their argument struck a powerful emotional tone, energizing Republicans, independents, and even a few Democrats who have grown weary of constant controversy. For many observers, this confrontation marked a critical moment in Congress, one where lawmakers were forced to show where their true allegiance stands.
You, in your national capacity, must always exalt the just pride of patriotism more than any appellation derived from local discriminations. Whereas these statements by Representative Omar clearly violate the oath she took as an elected member of Congress to defend and protect the United States Constitution. Whereas Representative Omar has exhibited the treasonous tendencies George Washington warned about, and her actions must be condemned by all members of Congress who adhere to the oath they took upon assuming office.
Outside the walls of Congress, Representative Ilhan Omar's political standing appears more uncertain than ever. Reports indicate that even within her own district, support is slipping as voters question whether she still reflects their beliefs and priorities. The growing backlash has led many political analysts to speculate that her time in Congress may be nearing its end. The forceful confrontation led by Marjorie Taylor Greene and Chip Roy seems to have intensified public doubt, potentially swaying undecided voters who were once in her corner. The pressure continues to build, setting the stage for one of the toughest challenges of Omar's career. But this battle has come to represent more than just Omar's future. It has become a broader test of political identity in America. Greene and Roy presented their speeches as a rallying call for citizens who believe in upholding traditional American principles. They argued that any leader who strays from those ideals should be held accountable. Whether Omar manages to recover politically or not, the moment has already sent a strong message. Congress is taking a firm stance against divided loyalty. For many conservatives, this wasn't merely a censure, it was the start of a new chapter in Washington's political landscape, one defined by renewed focus on national unity and accountability.
And whereas by openly admitting her efforts to advance Somalia's interest, using her position as a United States representative, Representative Omar has revealed herself to be a foreign agent acting on behalf of a foreign government. Now, therefore, be it resolved that Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota be censured. Representative Ilhan Omar forthwith present herself in the well of the House of Representatives for the pronouncement of censure. Representative Ilhan Omar be censured with the public reading of this resolution by the Speaker, and Representative Ilhan Omar be and is hereby removed from the Committee of the Budget and the Committee on Education and the Workforce.